Hello, dear tutor. This is Eduardo speaking, and today I'm going to talk about teaching children with learning disabilities. First of all, I'm going to start with answering some questions very quick in order to provide more information about this topic. First of all, what's the history behind teaching children with disabilities? Uh, it's not a secret that throughout the history, people who has disabilities have had a hard time trying to get education, since, for instance, some school doesn't count on the equipment or the staff ready to provide the lessons. Apart from that, I must say that around the 70s, in the United States, they are starting to taking care of this, since they took care of these people, since they started to providing education free in order to try to cover the needs that these people have. On the other hand, with a second question, what are the underlying principles? This comes out since with a need that people have the same rights. Seems it's not a secret that these people, for instance, when they are in the classroom, they have more challenges than other children, because, as previously mentioned, not all the schools in all the countries in general, for instance, this country, count on the people that are previously prepared in order to face this kind of students. Okay. What should teachers keep an eye on when teaching children with disabilities? Well, a teacher must pay attention the way the students learn, because everyone is unique in this kind of, and there are different kind of these kind of students learn. Apart from that, a teacher must look for different methodologies that can be applied in order to prepare the lessons. Question number 4. How can teacher become effective when teaching EFL to children with learning disabilities? First of all, a teacher must show a good attitude, because students can perceive the attitude of teacher, and when the students can note a good attitude, they feel more comfortable participating, asking questions when they have doubts, and this way students have a good learning process. Which specific practices can a teacher employ to support students with learning disabilities? For instance, break learning into small steps. This means that the teacher can try to learn little by little, not running. Supply regular quality and feedback. In this case, teachers must provide feedback in general, because at the end everyone is learning, and this way students may know what they are doing right and what they are not doing right, and this is a way that a student can learn. The third one, use diagrams, graphic, and pictures, and this way I'm going to talk about more about this later on. However, I must say that this is a good way in order to draw the attention of the students in general. And well-designed intensive practice, since students need to put into practice everything they are learning, and they must learn in an active way. They must participate in class. Considering that school age students are exposed to a very limited input, and many times this input occurs in large group settings, what strategy should teacher employ to cater to the needs of students with learning disabilities? First of all, lean on others. Students can learn from others, because They must work together, and it's a good way in order to put into practice the social skills. Provide simple instruction. That means the teacher doesn't have to use the teacher in general don't have to use sophisticated words. They try to use words that the students are able to understand. Create opportunities for success. This means that a teacher have everyone practice and participate, because with this everyone has the opportunity to improve and to learn by practicing. Okay, now in order to move forward, I'm going to talk about the strategies that I chose that we could use in order to teach this kind of children. For instance, to create predictable lessons. The second one, introduce new material in familiar context. Create classroom centers and present information visually and verbally. The first one, create predictable lessons. For instance, we can create warm-ups. Okay, warm-ups are really important because they are proactive. They can help the students feel the class more like more entertainment. Apart from that, we can use the warm-up in order to review vocabulary, since there are some warm-up that are really good in order to go over the previous vocabulary and new vocabulary. And what I mean by that is that predictable lessons is that students may feel more eager to learn, because every time that they are starting a new class, they will know that the classes will be creative, that the class will be proactive, etc. Introduce new material in familiar context. Okay, it's pretty normal that this kind of students get bored so easily, so it's important that we teach them vocabulary and things that they feel like they can use. For instance, vocabulary used in real life and meaningful material. Since students, when the things have a meaning for them, they are eager to learn, and they are willing to learn at the same time, because they know that they are learning something that maybe they like it, or they can use, they can put into practice, and that they can use with their family member or with their friends in the classroom, etc. Create classroom centers. The classroom centers are really important because they can develop different skills. For instance, their social skills, their cognitive skills, and their emotional skills. It's pretty common that in a classroom, the amount of students is not the same. I mean, the students that have disability, sometimes they feel like left out, and or they are excluded, and by doing this kind of classroom centers, we can help that student feel more comfortable, like they are participating, that they can show the knowledge that they have, the abilities that they have, and they feel like they are like other children, because at the end they are like other children, but they have a condition, of course, but by doing this kind of activities, they can forget that they have that condition. And the last one, present information visually and verbally. As previously mentioned, it's pretty common that this kind of students get bored so easily. So we can show videos, for instance, with cartoons. Sometimes, for instance, Dora the Explorers, within others, cartoon that they show English, and they can learn by watching this. Apart from that, with graphic and mind maps, since children in general are attracted when they see some colors, when they see some cartoons, or etc. Music, for instance, with the students that they are blind, they can learn vocabulary by watching music and learning by doing this. And I think that they have the ability to learn, but we have to look for the way that the students learn. Okay, so in order to finish this video, I hope that you like it, and thank you for watching my video.